and you just kind of draw a line straight up to the horizon. If you could see just on the other side of the horizon, about 75 miles further, that would be Kauai. So people come up here to look at islands. This used to be the old rim, as compared to new rim, because of the erosion. If you can visualize in your mind the Pacific Ocean, north you have the Aleutian Islands, okay? Around 2 o'clock, California, Mexico, South America. Down around 7 o'clock, New Zealand. Coming up around 8, Australia, Indonesia, Hong Kong. Japan is around 10:30, 11 o'clock. 10,000 years ago, there was a culture in southeastern part of Asia. They were called, is the 13th letter. It is the missing letter. And we're not too sure, other than it's a mouse. So this becomes fu'u instead of hu. So you have like this little bay here is called Ma'alaya. And you have here Ka'anapali. Every single letter in the Hawaiian language has to be used. You know, you have silent E's and no.
And when you have two vowels next to each other, you pronounce both separately. It doesn't ever become a long.
No. A long would be when it has this little line here.
Right.
There. The kahako. Kahako means stretch my sound out. Hold my sound a little bit longer. A Hawaiian language can be dangerous if you mispronounce it. If you take this a, this long kahako away. Hale is house. Yeah? Akala, if I put an okina over here, becomes raspberry. So it becomes raspberry house. If I drop this A and put another kahako here, it becomes house. Kala is money. So I would be talking about a bank. Yeah? If I take this away and say Haleakala, shorten the A, I'm talking about house of the. It's not too bad. But if you put two A's together, depending upon where the okina and the kahakos are, you can totally change the meaning of the word. I had a geology teacher in Oklahoma. Every time he said the two A's together, I would jump, because he never said them right. Is a kind of rock, a kind of volcanic byproduct. It's also kind of food preparation, or a kind of food itself, or what you and your sweetie do together. You know, so it gets a little.
You're always walking on thin ice.
Well, this woman came in one day, and she was a very ohaha woman. And she was very upset with her waiter, because that morning, she was so excited, she wanted to go out and plan her day, so she took everything down to breakfast. There's a whole group of them. She ordered her breakfast, and the waiter came down, and he served her, and she asked him, what or where can I go to see the nini? He took one look at her. Remember, she's an ohaha woman. He ran. He was so totally embarrassed. He did not know how to explain to her. N-E kahako, N-E kahako is pronounced ne-ne, not ni-ni. Nini are your nipples. Nene is the bird. Putin didn't know what to do. So you can get into a little bit. It's not as bad as Chinese. Chinese, it's not only the way the The sounds are, it's the pitch. It's very sing-song. So if you hit the wrong key, you could be telling your new friend's mother she's a rooster, or the cow or whatever, you know. But it's not quite as bad. But it does get difficult because we run so many vowels together. And if you don't hit the vowels just right, you're on a different island.
One other question. Is that the big island out there? So
Mauna Kea, Kohala, Mauna Loa, Hualalai. 4 of the 5 volcanoes that make up that mountain, that island. Because that island, if you take away all the water, is actually just one big mountain. And some of the plumbing is dried up. Well, Mauna Kea and the Kohala mountain range are extinct. And the plumbing is all connected. You know, like at home, you have one water line coming into your home, and then it breaks up. You have the kitchen sink, depending upon your ice box, the laundry room, the bathrooms. Then you have the outside spigots for watering the lawn. Okay, that's all these different spigots. That's one way of explaining the different mountains. Same conduit. If you look out at Haleakala crater, see all these little bumps in there. One main conduit coming in, then it breaks up, just like the water pipes in your house.
You know, that one's higher than this?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We're only 10, well, see, we were measured the last time, I think, back in the 1960s. And at that time, we were 10,023 feet tall. If you go back into the old geography books from World War II or before, you have us listed as 10,038 feet. And a lot of people, when it first came out, the new thing, hey, they must be wrong. We're shrinking. We didn't know that we could shrink. Everybody has in their mind, lava is rock, rock is solid. This rock is very porous. And so when you get up this tall, it has to support all of this weight. And so it depresses and it shrinks.
So how high is that one?
Almost 14,000. Mauna Kea is the taller of the two, 13,796. Mauna Loa, although she has more mass, is slightly shorter by about 200 feet.
Does it look any different when you get to the top there?
Yeah, there's a little bit more color, a little bit more iron. If you look out, this magnetic peak here tends to look a more browny. But when I was his age, it was red. I mean, I looked at that and I said, there's iron in there. There is rust in that hill over there. There was also a duck at one end too. That erosion, time, cracks. Our lava is basically glass. And so we fracture very easily. But things change. But here on this mountain, you have to go and come back 20, 30, 50 years. And gee, I don't remember that color.
Of course, you have to trust your memory after 50 years.
Trust yourself. The only thing that can happen to you up here is oxygen deprivation. And the only real concern there is if you were headed to the bathroom and someone waylaid you. Functional illiteracy, people get excited and they tend to forget the door is there and try to make new doors. Oxygen deprivation affects your short-term memory. You're going out the door to go to the bathroom, somebody waylays you and wants a brochure or something, so we go back to the desk and we take the brochure, then we sit down. Why was I walking out the door? Oh yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. And you know, when you stop to think about it, that's an automatic, isn't it? But it's actually stored away in your short-term memory. And so we are not allowed, because we are not
Get you and your nay-nays.
No, that's the bird. Your nee-nees.
Nee-nees you don't talk about.
Right. I beg your pardon. keep track of your own knees.
The only way to get to the craters is to see it by helicopter, huh?
Yeah. I guess you can hike down there a certain amount, but
You can see a couple right here.
yeah. Like she was saying, the red is the iron oxide in there.
Yeah. But she's right, this is coarse and it does crush.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, excuse me, not coarse, it's, got a lot of holes in it.
Porous.
Porous. When was the last time these erupted? 200 years
200
ago?
years ago, yeah.
So these are just dormant, they're not extinct.
Right. She had like explanations for all of that stuff. Mm.
Need to go walk over there and see what it looks like in the other part of Maui.
Yeah, if the clouds break loose there.
Let's go down the trail and walk over that way. See what she was talking about? This being Maui here, that being Lahaina, and then that bank of clouds that you see way out there, she said where it starts to get gray after you go up from Lahaina, there's an island out there,
Yeah.
and then there's that island below the white cloud, way out there.
Look at the choppers, there's two of them over there now.
Ja, und die denken,